This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
Nerd Hatters.
Hey.
Words.
The Flash is here in person this evening.
Well, thank goodness. Last time I wore this shirt and someone said something, they thought it was a reference to Big Bang Theory.
Because he wore a shirt like that?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad, actually. And I think the person that I've never watched I started one episode of the Big Bang Theory,
Really?
and it had a laugh track. I hate comedy shows that have
like
laugh
canned
tracks.
laughter?
Canned laughter.
It's annoying. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I hate
I don't
that.
prefer it, but I got used to it.
I want to be invited to laugh, not
Forced to laugh.
cued.
That's right.
And laugh now.
Yeah,
Laugh
The
now.
Office did it right. They left that open for people
Oh man,
to
if they
laugh
had
at.
canned laughter, that would ruin the entire show.
Now, live audience laughter, like if it's literally a live audience where it's organic,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like I think the Cosby Show was recorded live. I don't know if Full House was. I feel like Full House had canned laughter.
No,
but
I'm just thinking of the
Probably.
Cosby Show.
I think
yeah.
so. Who would laugh at Full House?
yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Talking about tonight?
Wait.
We're not talking about Full House. That's for sure.
Wait,
Oh.
Full House was with the Olsen twins, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, you know the father.
It wasn't
the actor
funny?
that played the
Bob
father
Saget.
passed away.
oh yeah, Bob Saget.
Was he
yeah.
a murderer?
No.
Oh.
I don't know how.
I thought you were building up to something.
Dave Coulier has cancer. That's sad.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah, he played Peter Venkman in Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
was that the curly-haired guy?
No,
No.
that was the guy that wore the adult pajamas.
Bill Murray's character in the live action.
Wait. Hold on.
I don't.
Are we
think
talking about Full House?
Yeah, I was talking about Full House.
Yeah. In Full House, he was the comedian.
That had curly hair, light,
Oh, I thought
Was
we
it
were
curly?
talking about
He had
the
blonde
Ghostbusters,
hair.
He had
the
blonde
real
hair.
Ghostbusters who had curly hair.
light
You
brown
are just so
hair.
confusing.
No,
His hair's not curly, so I'm not sure.
I think all of you are wrong.
He was the non-hot brother. No,
He had curly hair. What do you mean he was the non-hot brother? He was charming.
No,
had
he was
wood.
charming.
No, he
Yeah.
had the gopher.
no,
That
he
was
was.
not supposed to be a sexual joke. He had the gopher. He had that line. Wood.
What?
He had the gopher. And then he kept the, oh my gosh.
Gopher?
No,
It's been
keep
too
going.
long since
This
I've
is
watched
great.
Full House.
I'm sorry, but my wife, we're still recording. My
Yes.
wife loves Full House, and she watches it sometimes. And well, maybe she does. I don't know. I don't want to lie about my wife. I think she likes Full House, but we do watch it sometimes. And
That's okay.
Dave Coulier, who plays.
Coulier.
Richard literally simmered down.
My
Just let him
God.
tell the story.
Well, I hope you all are entertained out there.
I hope they were.
Are you not
enjoying themselves.
entertained?
I hope that everyone who actually has watched Full House and remembers it knows that I am not making sexual jokes.
Not
No,
yet.
his name is actually pronounced Coulier.
No, that's not.
Oh, you're talking about the gopher in the wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always like knock on wood.
Oh,
I bet.
I think it was a gopher. Was it a groundhog? Ground chuck?
What's it a ground
That
chuck?
puppet.
I had some ground chuck the other day. No.
I don't.
Okay,
There's
okay.
too many things. There's too many things. I don't understand.
All right. Well, you got that one for free, y'all.
I love this just ADHD energy we have here that just turns into
Look at us.
debauchery.
Look at us go.
That's right.
Guys, what are we talking about today?
I don't know anymore.
Well, the topic was 80s underground comics. And I was doing a bit of research on underground comics. Apparently, the official underground comics as a movement more or less was phasing out around the time that Dave Sim's Cerebus, which is one of the comics we're covering today, was beginning to be published in 1977. So you could say he snuck in at the end of that era, but according to Wikipedia, his is considered to fit more into the alternative comics movement, or you could also call it the indie comics movement. He was one of the first to really get serious about self-publishing, and others later followed his example, I guess. People like Jeff Smith with Bone, etc. Both of these ran during the 80s. So Cerebus began in 1977 and ran through 2004. And then we're also covering Zot.
Zot.
which ran from 1984.
7. Well, actually, you may be correct.
You have...
Because I don't have the first 10 issues in this collected so you're probably right. I'm sorry.
So you have just the black and white issues.
Yeah, I don't have the color ones. And I realized that tonight, when I was reading this earlier, it did feel like the characters were talking about previous events, and I was kind of confused. So that makes sense.
Apparently I noticed there were 10 color episodes before I went to black and white. But anyway, say all that to say, 80s independent comics, independently produced. Dave Sin's Cerebus versus Scott McCloud's Zot. That is our topic for tonight.
What does it mean when it's underground? I don't understand.
That means that it's not published by the mainstream publishing companies like Marvel and DC. I mean,
But aren't there so many comics
Well,
that aren't
Dark
published by...
Force and
Like, what did we cover last
but
week?
as
or
an
the week
official...
before?
independent just means that it's a publishing company or self-published. It's just an underdog company or an underdog individual. Ninja Turtles today is absolutely not independent or underground. They're owned by Nickelodeon. They're big
Right.
time. They've been big time for decades now. But a long time ago, they started out independent, underground.
So if it's
They're not
not
now.
as widely known, it's considered underground? Or when it's self-published?
Well,
This
there's
is
where-
the first time
there's-
I'm hearing underground.
There's where I'm a little confused, because after reading this entry, apparently there was like a movement that was known as underground comics that began in like the 60s and 70s, and it was
Yeah,
a
well,
response
it's
to
a little different.
a crackdown by an organization called the Comics Code Authority.
Yes. Yeah.
Which
that makes
was-
perfect sense.
They were trying to ban
Did you say
certain-
Cracktown Vice?
crackdown. So
We're not playing GTA.
the Comics
what you
Code
mean.
Authority,
okay.
they were trying to filter out like what they considered to be gratuitous violence or things like that
Oh,
from
okay.
comics.
Okay.
And so they put restrictions on which I think Marvel and
it
DC,
was comic book
More or
burnings
less
and all
went
sorts
along.
of things.
Oh, exciting.
but there was as there often is, and this obviously coincides with a movement in the 60s and 70s, a countercultural movement as well. The underground comics was apparently a movement that wanted to give the middle finger basically to the Comics Code Authority and
Yeah.
well, we're going
Like-
to publish comics with explicit drug use, sexuality, and violence.
What?
And that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. When comics ends with an X instead of a CS,
It's naughty.
yeah, those would be adult comics in response to the Comics Code Authority. And actually, this is the first time, thank you, Wikipedia and Richard, that I knew that it was a response to the Comics Code Authority. I actually didn't know that until now. But what I did know is that they are for adult comics. And so that is why those comics are different from the 80s underground independent comics.
Oh, so that's not what we're doing today.
No.
Well,
The artist Crumb.
according to
might
this,
have
like
been part of that
around
one, too.
1982, the distribution of underground comics with an X changed through the emergence of specialty stores. In response to attempts by mainstream publishers to appeal to adult audiences, alternative comics emerged, focusing on many of the same themes as underground comics with an X, as well as publishing experimental work. Artists formerly in the underground comic scene began to associate themselves with alternative comics, including Crumb, Deitch, Griffith, Linda Berry, and Justin Green. So yeah.
I've seen some of Crumb's work. I really like his art style, but it is adult sometimes.
Yeah, and apparently some explicitly sexual ones came into prominence during the 80s as well. But neither Cerebus nor Zot fit into that category.
So with Cerebus and Zot, is this a response to the culture at the time? And
No.
where were these written?
I think.
What country was this written?
America.
America.
New York City.
Dave Sin's
Oh.
Cerebus was written in Canada.
Canada? Oh, I didn't know that.
Published in Canada.
They don't sound like that.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You're going to offend them. And
Some of
then
them do.
They're going to respond
People
by
in
me being sad.
Yeah. People in Montana sound a bit like that too.
Oh.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Upper Ohio.
It's so cold
Michigan.
there.
There's some, the A and
Why would people
whatnot.
live there?
And,
I don't understand. Okay, let's get into it, shall we?
all right. Who won last time? I always
You
forget.
went. Will went last
First,
time.
Last time?
You went first last
Go
time.
first this time.
You go
Okay,
first,
I go
babe.
first this time. All right.
You go first, babe.
Well, gotta set the. Wait, what happened? Gotta set the timer. Yeah, old timer.
While we're waiting, I want everyone to know that I didn't know Will was wearing a Flash T-shirt because I don't know. Is that the logo
Yes.
for the Prince? I mean the
What?
Superman hero.
Flash Gordon. No,
don't know.
Flash. This is Barry Allen, the Flash.
I don't know what that means. Is that a person?
No.
Don't be disappointed in my non-knowledge of this, sir.
You are the audience surrogate.
This is what
If
makes
the audience was not
Our-
knowledgeable about time,
this is what makes this podcast spicy. Okay.
it is.
Okay. Yeah. Other than your chemistry with my husband, like this is what makes it interesting.
Yes, we took chemistry together in high school.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was referring to. All right.
Cerebus, also known as Cerebus the Aardvark, is a comic book series created by Canadian cartoonist Dave Sim, which ran from December 1977 until March 2004. The title character of the 300-issue series is an anthropomorphic Aardvark, who takes on a number of roles throughout the series: barbarian, prime minister, and pope among them.
Yep.
Didn't get to that part. The series stands out for its experimentation in form and content and for the dexterity of its artwork, especially after background artist Gerhard joined with the 65th issue. As the series progressed, it increasingly became a platform for Sim's controversial beliefs. So there's apparently different phases of this comic. You have the early stages, which is what I am reading from. I was reading out of issues. It's a collection, Cerebus Book 1. It's a reprinting of issues 1 through 25. And apparently when this first came out, it was mail order only, which made some distributors angry. But that was something that Dave Sim wanted to try, and it was very successful at the time.
It's cool.
So, Cerebus the Aardvark. So in the early days of the comic, which could, because it falls in that timeline, could be considered kind of tail end of the underground comics, Mr. Sim presents an Aardvark who is a mercenary. This mercenary has a very, I would say, at least in the portion that I read, I made it up through about page, I think, 170, so quite a few of the issues.
Oh, which volume is this?
This is book 1.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't quite make it, I probably made it through about issue 10 or so of the comic. And so far, he is a mercenary who has a self-centered sense of honor, but is mostly driven by a desire for gold. Yeah, he likes to fight. He fights for his bread and butter, as it were. And we are going to pause. Child! And we're back. So Cerebus is an Aardvark in which I think is like an alternative Earth. It's a fictional version of Earth. He is an Aardvark in a land of humans. So far, he's the only anthropomorphic creature that I have seen in the series. All the other... With the exception of, there is like a giant spider that he encounters at one point, but it's not anthropomorphized. So he is the only one so far, up to like issue 10 or 11. They don't have them numbered in the book itself, but he is in the midst of a land of humans. And because of his prowess with the blade and just his strength, his ability as a warrior, he does catch the attention of a couple of human females. It gets a little, but he's.
No, this got different.
Well, the first one, she accuses him of besmirching her honor and challenges him to a fight, and he defeats her, and she's like, "I have sworn that if any man defeats me, I will give myself to him. You have my body, my liege."
Oh my
Is that
gosh.
the Red Sonja parody?
Yeah, Red Sophia.
Yeah.
Red Sophia.
I mean, it's not much different than Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome.
I was
was
thinking of
secretly-
another word.
Bestiality?
Yes.
Oh,
My word.
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Although, in fairness, he was a human who's transformed into a
Oh,
beast.
that makes all the difference in the world.
It's a little different,
No,
yeah.
it's
Whereas
not.
I'm assuming that Cerebus has always been an Aardvark.
Ugh.
Who for some reason, and maybe
Yuck.
they explain this later. I don't really understand it, but he repeatedly refers to himself as an earth pig born.
Oh,
He's not a pig though.
psychic.
Like I don't know
I don't know.
why. Maybe Dave Sim explains this later. But-
Aardvark's pigs, Richard.
Not that I know of. I think it's a different species. That like the nose, obviously the end of the snout.
It's a rodent. It's in the rodent family.
Is it? Okay, well then definitely not a pig. So I don't know where that comes from or why.
I assume it's some sort of spoof parody of something that Conan the Barbarian says, but
Yeah, and
I really want to know if they make out. So continue.
well, it is actually
I hope
it is actually meant apparently to be a parody of older comics such as Conan the Barbarian. So it's in that style. Then you'll see. Well, there's the woman in question.
oh wait,
Yeah.
yes, I do. I forgot.
Yeah, they never do consummate because he's not interested. He's
Richard,
like,
did
no.
you just say consummate?
Oh yeah, she tries to get him to go into the bushes and do things, and he's like, nah, I'm not
And do
interested.
the nasty?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not interested. But she's like,
Bump
but I
the
have
uglies?
sworn to serve you.
That's so weird. That's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, it's a little weird. She's kind of a badass in terms of her fighting skills, though, because she defeats a whole tavern full of.
Not at wearing clothes though.
Yeah, no,
That's because she's a red Chanja apparently.
Why can't she just have like? Never
She has a
mind.
chainmail bra.
That's so uncomfortable. Only
Oh
a
my
man would
goodness,
think
yeah,
of
that would be.
And
This is a good idea.
and highly impractical.
It would be so uncomfortable.
It
So-
only works if they try to hit you in the chest with a sword.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I noticed what did catch my attention, like the way the human figures are depicted. It reminded me of some old comics I used to see, like in the Sunday comics. There used to be this one series. I cannot remember the name of it, but it took place in like the Middle Ages, and it had
Wizard of Id.
no, not Wizard of Id. This one was more realistic in terms of the drawing style, but it was similar to this in the way that the humans are depicted. That might be it. Yeah, Prince Valiant. Yeah. So it reminded me of that, and apparently some of that's on purpose. But
Well, everything's on purpose in service.
in these, in these early days, I didn't realize until after reading some of the Wikipedia article that it was intended to be a parody. Later, it becomes satirical at times, but definitely parodied certain things. Apparently, even did a parody at one point of Wolverine, and got sued by Marvel because of it. But
This is why you need an editor, Dave Sim.
I think he won the suit, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But he, in this world, there are gods, plural. He repeatedly refers to the gods Tarim and Clovis. Typically, when it's like an interjection, he's like, by Clovis, or by Clovis's beard, or he's just like, Tarim, like it's a curse word or something, or an interjection. So you get introduced to the gods initially that way. They don't get too deep into the spirituality, although in one of the issues, he has an adversary that's unknown to him who's driving things behind him, and I don't know if I can find it here, but it's Death. It's actually Death himself is trying to get a jewel that Cerebus is briefly in possession of. So he's being chased by Death himself, and he is drugged and fall like some kind of love potion, and does fall in love with
That's right.
another woman named Jaka, who apparently makes an appearance later in the series.
Yeah, she's an important character.
Yeah, and she actually comes to really care about him and wants to go with him, but once he snaps out of his drug-induced, I don't know if stupor is the right word, he's like, what am I doing? And he leaves her in the lurch. And he can be pretty cold-hearted. He's definitely a mercenary. The writer of the Wikipedia article referred to him as an amoral character. Like, he's not your typical, like, honorable hero, per se. Definitely not in these early issues. It does remind me, like, of just some of those old 80s fantasy movies or things. I mean, like Conan, which I haven't seen, but I've seen similar movies to that. The fantastic elements, and there is some supernatural elements. One of the reasons, and Will's the one who chose these two, and one of the reasons I picked Cerebus is I had read a much later issue, I think from 87 or 88, and it kind of piqued my interest because he's up on the moon talking to a character who's supposed to be God, basically, but he looks like an English butler for some reason.
I vaguely remember that.
They're having this lengthy existential conversation, and that's most of what that comic was. And it was just, I was like, this is very different. But you don't see much of that in the early stages. But apparently the art gets better after issue 65 because a background artist came in named Gerhard. I want to see it. And so not in this book, but in the later issues, once Gerhard came to bear. So I found I like the episodic nature. Like some of the stories are interconnected, and there's some things that carry on, but each issue is a self-contained story for the most part, and it's mostly about his adventures and his individual exploits and battles, and he fights for different groups. He switches groups in the same issue sometimes. He's very much a sword for hire, at least in these early stages of the character's development. So I'm a little curious, to see where it might go later. Apparently, the author got into a very theological phase towards maybe the last 6-7 years or so of the comic. That made some people angry. Apparently, he did get a bit misogynistic towards the last decade or so. Again, according to Wikipedia, I have not read these issues myself, but
I didn't know that, but I did hear.
He was accused of that, at least.
I did hear some things I didn't like that sounded like it would probably connect to the misogyny.
Yeah, he described it himself apparently as anti-feminist. So it doesn't sound like
or as a yes.
I don't know. It just said that he described his work in that season of the comic as anti-feminist because he had something against feminists at the time, apparently.
Oh, I can't see that at all.
Maybe he went through a bad divorce. I don't know.
Well, back in these early stages, it seems more like he's just trying to parody some earlier works and put his own spin on it.
Yeah.
So some of the cliche. Well, she's not really a damsel in distress. Like the first woman he runs into there, because she can very much take care of herself in battle. She takes on an entire tavern full of men and defeats them. So has prowess that way, but just the way she's dressed and things, it's like eh. But the second woman, in fairness, isn't quite
parody. That's why she
isn't quite the same. So yeah.
I don't.
No, I don't like.
I am going to say this. Go ahead. I think you want to go ahead, finish up, babe.
That was it. My time's
all right.
up.
So go ahead. Well, it is now your turn.
Well, before I go, I'm just going to say fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned this very vaguely in the Instagram plug. Dave Sim said something in the past, a long while back, about Cerebus maybe being in public domain one day.
Yeah, after his death. Yeah, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought after his death. I don't know if that'll happen. I mean, he will die. That I know will happen unless, something supernaturally crazy happens, or like high sci-fi. But I'm joking. Anyway, it's Futurama. All of our heads are going to be in glass boxes.
Well, he's probably creeping up on 80 by now, or in his 70s at least.
I'm just joking, man. I mean, I don't want that to happen. But I'm just saying that, I'd like to play in that sandbox a little bit. But if I did...
with the character.
I'd focus more on the early adventures. I'm not going to mess with the misogyny or... I don't know. I think it gets really weird later on.
Well, he's not exactly, even in these early stages, he's not an admirable character, and it's obvious he's not really intended to be.
No.
He's intended to be interesting and not admirable. He's not meant to be an admirable character.
Okay, since we're discussing it.
Anyway,
No.
Well, no.
No, I want to say something.
Okay.
Wanted to mention the public domain aspect. Okay, go ahead.
I can just tell by the illustrations that women are things. I don't care how many men they beat up. Those characters are over-sexualized. Yeah. Even the woman who's wearing more clothing. You can just tell by the posture. It's very Playboy.
Yeah.
It's very Sports Illustrated, and I don't like it.
It might be based on the time period and how women were depicted in other comics as well.
He is trying to. And in fairness,
I don't like that.
Most of at least half of the male characters are also half naked and muscled. So
it's not the same when
no.
it's just not the same.
No, but there is objective, which is a downside of the comics world. I will say, like both
Also,
male.
neither one of those women are plain looking. Like they're hot, and they're falling for an aardvark. Like,
Yeah.
please, I'm sorry. What is this? Man?
Well, that's supposed to be comedy.
It's not comedy. It's just insulting and creepy.
Okay. Well, it is creepy, but
I don't think there's intended
dating
creepiness,
something?
and then there's intended creepiness, and then this is just feels immature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could spend a whole podcast. We could do that another time where we can discuss.
No, hey, you put your input in. You didn't put your input in.
No, I'm
but-
just saying that I would love to discuss why women were sexualized in comics for decades.
I know why they were. I think it's
Because it's
wrong.
been-
It sells. Sex sells.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sex
know.
sells.
I mean, like I know why.
I
I'm
mean,
not.
that's the short answer.
I that is the answer.
Yeah. I mean, if the men are definitely objectified
Insecure.
as well. Well, no, the
they are.
male characters are also
Sure.
objectified, and the muscles are like exaggerated. I mean, it is a stylistic choice.
And
But
it's
yeah, they're-
mostly a men's
But yeah,
It is. I know.
industry.
definitely.
I know. I think it's
There have
wrong.
been strides to undo that, but
That's good. They should be better than
sometimes
strides.
those books don't sell, and it's a good they've tried at least.
No, it's not good enough.
Well, I think women.
It's not good enough.
I think women can carve out their own space with like different types of comics. Like I've read some recent comics by women. I would say recent. They're like within the last 20 years. That are excellent. They're autobiographical, which I've like Persepolis was one that I read that I was really good, just excellent. And another I read recently, and I cannot recall the title of it right now, but it details a woman's story from alcoholism to sobriety, as well
like,
as
oh wow, women are more than just hot figures who fall down at the feet of an aardvark who's not attractive. Like this is so immature. Like it's like a 12-year-old wrote that. Like
Well, I don't know if he was trying to poke fun at some of that. It's hard, but
it's-
it doesn't seem like it.
visually it
Maybe
doesn't
he was
look like
making
it.
fun of how ridiculous it is for a woman like Red Sonja to fall for some of the characters in her own book or something. I don't know. I don't read Red Sonja.
Okay, how
But-
about this?
But I'm not defending Dave
No,
Sim.
no.
I'm just
Let's talk about this. What if, guys, both of you are men?
Mm-hmm.
What if this was just?
mansplaining.
What if this was the genders were reversed?
You want me to see me in a dress?
What if the genders were reversed? Like, so all of the characters that are male are now female, and then the two characters that represent
Laura.
you. No,
I
well,
admit I wore a chainmail
Hey, can you just-
bikini top one time.
this
but
isn't
that was
working.
private.
this isn't working. I'm saying, like, what if, like, see, dude,
I'm
like,
sorry. I'm gonna shut up now.
thank you.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, if we want to get.
How would you feel represented of that? Like, wow, the only two males right now who are strong, but why are they idiots? Why are they sexually objectified? And this is the like, it. What if it was reversed? Like,
Well,
it's just
well, I will say though, most of his male characters in here are also idiots. So,
Especially the cockroach.
like the
there's a
aardvark
is there a
is
variety?
a little bit, but not.
Idiots, yes.
Is there? But there's a variety. Like,
Yeah, no, I'd have to read further in the comic to see how he handles female characters later. Whether because Jaka, there is a difference between Jaka. Like she's more sophisticated and intelligent.
She's a good
She's still hot, which that again, sex sells. So like,
I'm not saying being hot
Like,
is bad. I'm saying,
but
like,
she is.
that's
You
the
can
point.
tell there is a difference even between her and the first character, who's meant to be more comedic. I think, like you said, a parody of the Red Sonja.
Yeah. She's
But-
a parody spoof of Red
But
Sonja.
time would tell, and it sounds like, again, I haven't read the later issues, but just based on a little bit that Wikipedia, they said it sounds like maybe in some ways he regressed later, but it's hard to say because I haven't read those issues, so it's just based on one person's opinion. But yeah, that would be frustrating, particularly if it repeated itself. Like, it's one thing if it's a comic that's geared, like his audience is men, so like it's about men, just like if it's a comic written by women whose intended audience was women, so it was female dominated characters, but if that just was the norm throughout the entire comics industry. You just kept seeing that, and the female characters were not complex. I could see that would be very frustrating. Like you said, if it was switched, and like
And there was a whole industry that profited off of that narrative, like
For decades.
for
Yeah.
decades.
yeah,
Many decades.
And you're made to feel like you're a body.
I'm not saying it's right.
I'm just saying it's like it is just something to think about. Like
yeah.
But we can move on. Will, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could spend an entire podcast discussing these things. We should move on to Zot. So I'm doing Zot from Scott McCloud. I'm unfortunately missing the first 10 issues, which were in color. This is issue 11 onward. Ran from 1987 to 1991. Issues 11 onward. As Richard mentioned earlier, the colored issue started in 84. I wish I had those because I did notice while reading this collection, this almost 600-page collection, that it really seemed like something was missing because they're talking about these previous events. But even without knowing those previous events, I'm not lost. It's I just jumped straight into the story and it was great. Okay, so the book starts out with this character named Jenny. She's a teenager in high school, and she's talking about how, she's thinking to herself, staring up into the sky, waiting for this character who is not her boyfriend, but she thinks and talks about all the time. You know how some teenagers are.
So she's psychotic. Keep going. Just kidding.
She just misses this guy a whole lot, and turns out he's a superhero from another universe within the multiverse. How they met, I don't know, because I missed the first 10 issues. So then we spend a little time in her world, which is just a normal world. It's our world, our Earth. And then we, she has a normal life. She goes to high school. She has a best friend. She has a brother that cares about her, but makes some jokes that can come off mean sometimes.
So her brother's a dick. Keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
But he cares. Anyway, it's a little bit of both. You could see. Anyway, parents may or may not. Father's working all the time. That's it. Mother stay at home. Anyway, so that's basically her life. Meanwhile, we go over to the other universe, and her not boyfriend is named Zachary, but his superhero name is Zot. And he lives in some sort of comic book universe where nothing bad ever happens. And as long as he keeps believing in himself...
It seems really boring.
No, actually, this is really good. This is more of a teen drama coming-of-age story than it is a superhero comic. That's the setting, but then it turns the genre on its head. I've only gotten 124 pages into this, but I do plan on finishing it. I bought it maybe last year, and I just didn't have time to read it until now. So, he's fighting against a steampunk mad scientist who's from some other place in the multiverse. He's just mad that technology advanced past him, and he's out of a job now, basically. So, Zot flies around the air like Superman and takes care of him, and it's been a few months, but he finally comes back to Jenny's Earth and accidentally teleports into the bathroom while she's taking a shower and scares the crap out of her.
Wait,
Oops.
how did you say poops?
I said oops.
Poops. How old is this Zot person?
They're both teenagers.
Is he really?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't see nudity in the comic book. It's clean. He gets embarrassed, and she tells him to wait outside. So basically, the story continues how he is only just now being introduced to her world, and the rules are different in her universe. It's not a comic book universe. It's the real world. He gets the crap beat out of him by a street gang because he thought he would be a superhero by stopping them from stealing an old lady's purse. So he's laying there bleeding on the ground. He does get the purse back though, but and then later in the story, I mean, you know, it's juxtaposed with him going back and forth between the universes. He's always a success in his universe, taking down these supervillain threats. But when he comes to Jenny's Earth, he just sees the results of something is wrong with Jenny's universe, our universe. When people are suffering, when they're being attacked, no one comes up and saves them. They don't want to get involved. They're afraid that they'll get attacked too. When he was getting beat up by the street gang, there was a whole crowd of people watching it happen, and he was crying for help. He's not an invulnerable, invincible superhero like Superman. He can fly, but he is very vulnerable. And he uses a ray gun. He did not bring his weapon to Jenny's Earth. So go back on Jenny's Earth. He comes back over there another time, and this time he's trying to save a family from a burning house, and he gets one of the children out, but then the husband perishes in the fire, and he can't take it. He can't accept it. He doesn't understand. This is his first failure, other than getting beat up by the street gang, which he took with Grace. This is his first failure, the first time anyone's ever died under his watch, and he just goes back to his universe because he just can't take it, and he's got to think about this for a while. And all the while, you know, we got this teenager love drama. You know, they have a little romantic spat. She's worried about him and worried about the fact that he doesn't understand the rules of her universe are different than his, and everybody in his universe are much better people, and her universe people are treat everybody like crap, and she's afraid he's going to get himself killed on her Earth. Anyway, the place I stopped reading is some great evil from his world invaded her Earth, and the entire planet's on the verge of extinction or something now. I know that won't happen, but anyway, it's getting really interesting. She was trapped in some sort of virtual reality where she actually thought that she was in psychiatric treatment because she was hallucinating Zot the whole time because her parents divorced and she was in trauma.
Ooh.
But then she eventually broke free from the false reality and woke up trapped in a virtual reality machine, broke out. But anyway, so, you know, there's still a little bit of the action adventure superhero genre in there, but it's mostly a book about these two teenagers that are trying to maintain a relationship with each other over they come from two completely different worlds, and they're just trying to understand the worlds they come from. She hates the earth that she lives on. He's trying to help her to see how beautiful her world is. At the same time, he's starting to understand that her world is something's wrong with it. And it's just, you know, it's just this growing up story, this love story. I'm excited to see where it goes, and of course there are friends and side characters like the big brother, but I didn't see any reason to spend extra time talking about them. Well, there we go.
Can I see it? The book. So how did he come into their universe, and which universe is ours? Are we the girls' universe?
We're the girls' universe. I don't know about how they met because I have not read the first 10 issues. They're in color and they're not contained in that black and white graphic novel collection.
I like the way it's illustrated. It's pretty.
Scott McCloud is supposed to be one of the people who knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and I will say I've seen the color panels and the black and white panels prefer. I think they're better.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I think they're better.
What do you mean? Why?
Maybe it was the colorist that didn't do a good job. It's hard to say, but just the examples I saw online, yeah, the black and white, I think was a better choice.
There's just something very charming about monochromatic. Like it's just, yeah, there's something really beautiful about it. I don't know, Will. I really like this. This is pleasant. I think I might read it. Oops, I already gave my shit. We're gonna rewind.
No, it's okay.
We're gonna
I'm
rewind.
just gonna joke.
I wasn't long into reading Cerebus. I'm like, now I didn't know what Zot was about, but when the little bit you told me, well, I was like, oh, she's gonna pick Zot.
I mean, I like that.
I would too, honestly.
I like
I'm
the
sorry.
idea. I
It's
like
okay.
the idea of like two. Because I didn't. I mean,
Well, at least
I didn't.
Cerebus is funny.
Star-crossed
it's-
lovers.
It found love in a hopeless place. So he comes back to her world, and like saves people, and then he goes back into his world and saves people. But
Which
they
is
both
like-
have different Earth rules.
Yeah, and his world is like a more of a comic book world where nothing bad ever happens, and he always saves the day. But on
But
her world,
if nothing bad happens,
her world is
what does he need to
realistic.
save people from?
Ooh,
Well,
good question.
comic book villains who never win.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
So nothing really bad happens.
Yeah, but now one of the comic book villains got into the real world, and now they're facing the possibility that the villain might actually win because he's in the real world now, where the rules are different and everything sucks and everything's not fair and people actually die. And that's the where I'm at right now.
Okay.
The villain has hypnotized the entire planet, and he's about to command everybody to commit suicide.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
that's heavy.
He's like it's a robot that is curious about whether or not the theory is true that everyone has a soul, so he wants to gauge the energy expenditure if an entire planet dies.
Ooh,
Wait, repeat that last part.
He wants to see if humans have a soul or not, and he thinks that if everyone on the planet dies all at once, he'll be able to gauge the energy leaving their bodies easier if it was
Okay.
just one person dying.
Sounds like a teenager. Okay. All right.
sounds like a psychopathic Nazi. Nazi scientist.
That's what happens with AI.
But he's a robot,
gains
so
consciousness.
He's a robot.
the villain.
Yeah.
The villain.
Oh,
yeah.
the villain is okay.
Basically like Brainiac if he got heavy into religion.
So, but they're both teens.
Oh, they had Jenny and Zod are teens. And,
No, wait. This kiddo, is he a teen? He's a teen.
Zod's a teen. Yeah. That's what we're talking about, right?
How do we know he's a teen?
Book set claims he's a teen. I don't know
okay.
his exact age.
Wasn't sure if he was like 1,000 years old
No.
and preying on the weak and vulnerable.
Well, I hope not.
I was just curious. He looks like a teen.
I forgot to say that even though the book is titled Zod, from reading it, I really get the feeling that Jenny's the main character.
Ooh.
We focus on Jenny when they're all trapped in the virtual reality realm by the robot. We don't even see what Zot's virtual reality prison is or how we see how he escapes, but we see that from the outside, not from his mind. Jenny, we see her virtual reality prison, and we see how she finds a way to escape, but we don't see what Zot's going through at all. So I think Jenny's the main character
Well,
of the story.
in this, so what I learned from art school is that wherever the brightest highlight is, that's kind of who the main character is about, and that's her.
Yep.
Like
I
it's,
think so.
It's cool. That's just a simplification, but no, like I like because I feel like we're her, and I feel like we're experiencing.
I think so.
This MFer over here doing
Okay.
shit and experiencing life as a teenager on his planet, and they're both confused.
This is basically
and I like that.
Superman from the eyes of Lois Lane, I guess.
Pubescent Superman.
Yeah,
Prepubescent? Yeah.
Teenager Lois Lane.
No, it looks. Yeah, I like it. It looks very.
My Adventures with Superman. I didn't see that show, but
You're what?
I was just making a joke.
Okay. Richard,
Yes.
did you
Yeah.
relate at all to your main character?
Oh yeah, we're just terrible aardvarks at heart. I'm kidding.
Hey, Alma. Hi, baby. Do you want Foxy?
We have a guest on, if y'all didn't know.
Well, I think where the character is relatable is in just his scrappiness and his will to survive. But obviously, him being a mercenary and just a sword for hire and chasing gold, like, it's not something I would do.
Really? You
but-
never had that job, not even in your 20s?
Hey, Alma, do you want to say hi? Say boo boo. You know, even if you smile into the microphone, it can still hear you. So good job, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, just the scrappiness, the will to survive, and he doesn't have much patience for idiots. Some of that is relatable. Yeah, some of that is relatable.
I mean,
so yeah, he's definitely the most interesting character, and he's supposed to be. You know, he's the I don't know if protagonist is the right word, but the main character.
even more as an anti-hero.
Yeah, like I'm assuming at some point, like he does, like obviously he helps people. He just does it for money. He does good things, but for money. So yeah, it's not out of like the goodness of his heroic heart. It's like, oh, where's the gold? You show me the gold. You're gonna give me a bag of gold? Okay, I'll help you. Oh, he's giving me a bigger bag of gold. I'm gonna go help him instead. Yeah, I know he's your enemy.
Goodness.
I don't care.
He's
giving me a bigger bag of gold.
Ends, Richard.
Well, I've got little glimpses of that. Yeah, and at one point he's like, I'm having a hard time making ends meet. Maybe I should just take over an entire territory and run it, and then I'll be okay. So it's the kind of stuff he's contemplating. And I think he does become a ruler at later points. And I'm guessing he also becomes a god, probably, somewhere along the line.
I have not read that far. I've read the Wikipedia.
Is it supposed to be a comedy?
I think
started out that way.
There's supposed to be comedic elements, like it's a parody, but apparently it did go through a phase, according to Wikipedia, where it was very much a drama and very serious in like the 90s. But yeah, this portion, it's obvious he's trying to add some humor in there, and yeah, he's got quite a few of the characters are usually it's only like the leaders, like of any group that he encounters, that seem to be reasonably intelligent or might be somewhat of a match for him, but in general, a lot of the characters he runs across are kind of bumbling idiots or meatheads or, like kind of those stereotypes of male characters. But yeah, you do have a few that are more cunning or more complex, and usually they're leaders or they're wizards or sorcerers, etc. But he manages to defeat them all.
Cool. Thanks.
So yeah, scrappiness, will to survive, those are relatable traits.
How about you, Will? Who did you relate to in the book Zot?
I don't know.
Zot?
I don't know. Maybe Zot. Maybe when I was younger.
Well, yeah, that counts.
When I was a teenager.
Fantasies.
Dude, who were you as a teenager?
I was more of a SpongeBob SquarePants or a Labrador Retriever. But now that I'm 40 years old, I'm more of like a Squidward or some sort of, I don't know. You know where I'm going with this?
SpongeBob.
No, I don't, but I'm enjoying the process.
Why, SpongeBob? Why?
What was that, Alma? Wow, no way. That's great.
Yeah, now that I'm old, I just want to slap young people.
Wow.
Get away from me, SpongeBob. What's wrong, Squidward?
Not all young people. Just
Wow, those youths.
Those youths, get off my yard.
Youths.
Off my grass. I'm kidding.
Get off my darn yard.
I relate to Hank Hill. So propane and propane accessories. At least not in the story.
What is this?
King of the Hill.
I'm more like Homer Simpson, but we are completely away from Zot now. I don't know who I relate to in this book. I guess I relate to Zot, but I'm more of a...
I mean, it's okay to relate to the female character, too, if you prefer.
I don't think I relate to Jenny.
No, okay.
I mean, I relate to Jenny in the fact that she's afraid that Zot's going to get himself killed. How about this? Zot is me when I was young, and Jenny is me when I'm old.
Oh, that's a very interesting observation.
See, Zot is me when I was young and naive and thought I was invincible because some Bible college professor told me that I was immortal and I could do whatever I wanted because God would not allow me to die until he was done with me. So I decided to go mountain climbing like a goat.
Wow, this got places. This is fascinating.
And then when I got older, I said, "You could have died. What were you thinking?"
Man, I would love to dig into your story more, Will. This is very fascinating. But now that you're older, you relate more to Jenny.
Well, Jenny comes from a realistic world, and Zot comes from a cartoon world where bad things don't happen. So I think that's where I'm going with this. So Zod is not used to people actually dying in his world. He's used to the good guys
he's
always
innocent.
winning. Exactly. So he comes to the real world, and he fails to save someone from a house fire, and he can't take it.
Yeah, which is a very like human experience, like not being able to take a failure.
So
like,
he's a cartoon character that's now going through a very complex emotional period because he couldn't save someone and more or less watch them die, and he doesn't know how to process it.
Oh man. So this, not that I mean, obviously I did see death earlier in my life, but I was sheltered in many other ways.
Yeah.
So like, I could relate to like shock, experiencing some shock, not like complete shock, but like just experiencing some things later in life because of being so much sheltered. And he lived in like a nice warm blanket of a universe, apparently.
Yeah,
so
he did.
he's like, oh,
Zot lives
this
in
is
a Saturday
different.
morning cartoon.
Well, so William has won. So that means, sir, that you get to pick a category out of the hat.
I'm going to run away. There will not be another episode. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to pick this thing. We've got the Retro Games hat today. And Richard, what did Retro Games do recently?
They opened a second store in Concord, North Carolina. So if you follow them on Instagram, there's all kinds of posts about it, you know, leading up to the grand opening and following the grand opening. So we wish them all the success. Yep. They had their grand opening.
Oh, cool.
Second store down in Concord. So
And recently, I think it was the Winston-Salem Retro Games, but I think they had a 15% off sale. I don't know if that's still going on or not. But, you know, shout out to them.
yeah. So we're using the Retroid Games hat, which they graciously donated back towards the beginning of the season. All right, hold on, Will. Are all of them in there?
Yeah.
All right. So, oh no, we lost one.
Well, that's the one we're taking.
Oh man.
All right, we're shaking it up.
So Will's
Alma's
picking it up.
excited. Yeah. So Will, since he's here in person this time, he gets to pick the one out of the hat. And he won. So.
Pick the right one.
The right one.
Yay.
You're implying there's a wrong one?
Yes, I am.
What's next, Will?
The Women of Sci-Fi. Ellen Ripley versus Starbuck. Oh, Starbuck. I know who that is. Uhura versus Osaka.
Uhura.
So, I felt like we've already talked about Ellen Ripley on this podcast, though.
Yes, we have covered Alien and I think just Alien, the original. But we have discussed her before. Yes. When we covered Alien back in the day. Starbuck we have not
Yeah, it's
covered
Babylon
before.
5, right?
One
of the Babylon?
Shame on you.
Shame on me. Well, no.
No, it's a
I've been educated by my
Battlestar-
very nerdy coworkers.
The newer Battlestar Galactica from the 2004 series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was the male Starbuck and then the female Starbuck
Yes.
in the reboot.
Yeah, and that would be like the female Starbuck from the reboot.
And she would not give
Versus-
up her cigar. She still had it.
Yeah. Okay, and then remind me the other one.
Uhura.
Uhura from Star
Trek.
Trek versus Ahsoka from Star Wars.
Ahsoka. Are we gonna do like all versions of Ahsoka or what?
What do you mean all versions?
Well, there's the animated Ahsoka.
No, they're all canon.
Well, I mean, it's the same as Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It's just she appeared in 4 different TV series.
Well, we could. I mean, whoever covers Ahsoka could decide what they want to cover there. Do they want to focus on the Ahsoka series from Star Wars, and feature that?
5 TV series and a movie, maybe 6.
Yeah, she's in a lot of Star Wars, more than Luke Skywalker, to be honest.
So sad. Sad.
Yeah, not probably even more than Anakin. Yeah, she's definitely one of the most important Star Wars characters. But then Uhura, definitely very important in the Star Trek universe, the original series as well as some of the reboot movies.
I'm torn between these 2 matchups.
Maybe we could.
Do you want
To be
Do you want to
continued.
pick?
I'm gonna think about
We
it.
need to make a decision before we cut off.
Why do we need
We
to
can flip
make
a coin.
decision? But no, give it to me. Give it to me. No.
Here.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess we don't have to,
I
but
just, I need
Well,
a
we
visual.
normally do.
I would rather we made a decision.
We normally pick the matchup.
Why are there 2 characters versus 2 characters?
So there's 2 different matchups that you can pick from,
Why can't we do
like the top.
Starbuck versus Uhura?
That would probably be easier because
could.
there would be a lot less material to cover.
Yeah,
I
let's
think.
do that. That's what I was thinking.
So
Honestly, I thought we are talking Starbuck like from Moby Dick. I was
From
like,
what?
Moby Dick.
that's probably where the name
That's
came
where
from.
it came from.
Really?
I don't
Okay.
know why I yelled that information.
Is that where the coffee restaurant got its name?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica versus Uhura from
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
So we could say, to keep it similar, we could do the original. Do you want to do the original series, Uhura, or the reboot, Uhura?
The reboot.
I thought we were doing
Reboot.
Ripley and Starbucks. What are we doing?
All right. So we're doing battle.
We're doing Starbuck and
We're doing a battle
Uhura.
of reboots then. All right, so we're wrapping it up. Nerd Hatters, thanks for joining us for another episode of the podcast. Until next time. Oh, actually, connect with us. Connect with us while you're waiting for the next episode.
Yeah, we want to hear. We want to hear from you.
That's right.
Nerdy nerds.
You can message us. You can actually text us. It's like a digital texting service. It's not like a phone to phone, but if you listen on Spotify, you'll see a little link down there. I think it may show up on Apple Podcasts as well. It says text us,
Yeah.
and you can send a message to us that way, which is pretty cool. You can leave comments on our episodes on Spotify, which is also pretty cool. I believe there's a space to leave a message for us on our website as well, nerdhat.buzzsprout.com. And of course, we are on Instagram at NerdHatPod, Facebook, The Nerd Hat Podcast, and YouTube, The Nerd Hat Podcast. Also, please give us a rating, particularly if you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That helps other people to find us, and we would really appreciate that. All right, nerds. Nerd hatters,
Nerdettes.
nerd persons. Until next time,
Sayonara.
live long and prosper.
Night, bitches. Will, do you need to go to the bathroom?
He already did. He already went to the bathroom, yeah. He
Wait,
already
here?
did.
He went here?
Yeah, he did.
Just now?
No.
Yeah, my pants.
Yeah, just now.
You have
Just
my.
now. Ooh, it's warm.
What?
Nerd Hat!